back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm recapping season 1, episode 1 of Bigger. This show started in 2019. I'm new to it, but it is new to BET Linear. So this show started on BET Plus, which is BET's streaming service, and they are now releasing it on BET's network. It comes on Wednesdays. I'm thinking, based on what I read, that this is leading up to a season 2 premiere that's going to be on BET Linear as well, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Shouts out to my good sis Nikki for putting me on this show as well. In my previous video, I reviewed First Wives Club, which also lives on BET Plus. Again, that's BET streaming service. You do have to pay for it, but I'm going to tell you, if you are a person who enjoys the male body, it might be worth it for you to pay the $9.99 for BET Plus, because Bigger is giving you a little bit of male figure exploitation. I'm just leave it at that, you know, just to kind of balance out the scales. We've been seeing naked ladies on BET our whole lives. Shouts out to those of us who are watching BET Uncut when we ain't have no business watching it. So let's just even the scale a little bit. So this show is produced, possibly also directed by Will Packer, who gave us Girls Trip and Little and Ride Along and a host of other awesome movies. It's that really good aesthetic of black TV or black film, where you could tell people know how to shoot and how to style and how to do makeup for black skin. So the show follows 5 30-somethings who are college friends that live in Atlanta. Shouts out to my hometown. The show is making me a little bit homesick. Every time I watch something that's set in Atlanta, I start to wonder, like, oh, maybe I should have really tried to build my career and make a life for myself there. And then I snap back into reality. But it's fun to watch other people do it in a fictionalized manner where everything is stylized and cute. So we have these 5 friends. What I gather from the premise of the show is that basically everyone is looking for the next big thing. What can I do next? Should I just be satisfied with what I have right now? Everybody is looking to elevate, which I think is something that's kind of true for 30-somethings, right? You know, we spent our 20s being confused, not knowing what the hell was going on. Some of us getting drugged by dudes. That's another conversation for another day. And then you hit your 30s, you know, your late 20s, you're kind of figuring things out career-wise, and then you hit your 30s, you almost forget everything that you went through and how far you've come, and you're just looking for the next big thing. So that's what I gather is the premise of the show. Again, I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the music. I 100% twerked a couple times in my bed while watching this. I'm enjoying the wardrobe choices. I'm enjoying the casting. I think they did a great job, and I'm really loving the makeup on the ladies. In Atlanta, that's what we do. We really do put on a full face. I do put on a full face to go out. Why not? You know, dress up for yourself, child. So I'm really enjoying it. It looks like it takes place in Little 5 Points, which is a super cute kind of hipster area in Atlanta. It's not where I grew up, but I have been there several times. It's an area that my friends and I think kind of frequent these days. Again, it's kind of hipster. It's cute. It's fun. It's, you know, we used to go there and get shoes and things with money we had no business spending. I had no business spending. So let's meet the cast. Y'all know I have my notes as per usual. So first we have Lane, who is our main character / narrator. She's played by Tanisha Long, who I absolutely loved on MTV's Girl Code. It was really a goal of mine to be on Girl Code. I don't even know if they have Girl Code anymore, but I just always thought that she was so cute and personable and funny, which she is on this show. Lane basically was a marketer. She worked in marketing, corporate America. She quit to open a cute little, you know, vintage clothing store in Little 5 Points. Again, that's one of the things that Little 5 Points is known for. Tattoo shops, cutesy restaurants, vintage stores, you know, venues for cool artists and things of that nature. Lane is in a relationship with Greg. This relationship is very safe. It's very consistent. It's very monotonous. and she's bored out of her mind. Greg is very much in love with her, and she, I think, feels like she's faking pretty well being in love with him, being turned on by him, but it's reading through to him, obviously, that she's not that into it or that into him, because he proposes to her after one of their very standard monotonous dates, and she's like, can I get back to you? And he basically says, like, there's no point in us being in this relationship if you are not sure that I'm the one for you. And I applaud Greg for being able to stand up in his truth and be able to communicate that. If we're not on the same page here, we don't have the same goals for this relationship, what's the point? And I want more of us to take notes on how to do that. You have to say what it is that you want. You have to set a standard, and you have to be willing to walk away if the other person just is not on the same page as you, and that has to be okay. So Greg is like, girl, shit or get off the pot. I'm going, for a conference. I'll be back and we can figure this out. Now, apparently her and her friends read this as her having a hall pass. I didn't get that, but we'll circle back to that. Second, we have Veronica, who is played by Angel Conwell. Veronica wanted to be a model, but unless, again, the modeling industry is what it is. Not only is she black, but she's also, not thin. So she gave up on that dream, but she's still very confident, still walks in and owns a room. We've seen her in a number of things, and she's just always been this very beautiful girl. So I'm really happy to see her getting additional work. Look at her IMDb. She's done things, obviously, so I'm really happy to see her in something like this where we can see a lot more of her a lot more consistently. I loved her makeup. I'm really loving the attitude. She seems like a fun girl. She's turned realtor, and she's just about her business. I'm enjoying that character so far. Then we have Tracy, who's played by Rashida Crockett. So Tracy is a reality TV star turned influencer who lacks substance. Okay, so we see Tracy sitting down with this, I guess, brand manager, a person who she wants to partner with, and they're like, you have the numbers, but you don't have the engagement. Tracy is my worst nightmare. Tracy is the antithesis of what I want to be as an influencer. I don't even think I really want to be an influencer in those really like stereotypical kinds of ways. Like, I don't want to have to push products on people, that like products that I don't believe in on people, and I don't want to have to capture every moment of my day in order to keep my engagement up. And that's kind of what she's facing in this meeting with this guy, where he's like, girl, people don't even be on your lives like that. You don't have the engagement. Come back and see us when you do. And it looks like she wants to be a person of substance. She was on this reality show, which is a spoof of Basketball Wives called Basketball Exes, and she didn't want to fight. She didn't want to, uphold the stereotype, I suppose, hashtag Giselle Bryant. She didn't want to uphold the stereotype of the black girl on the reality show who fights, and she got kicked off. So it looks like Tracy is again looking for her next bigger and better thing and really trying to establish herself as an influencer, but the way that she's going about it makes me cringe. Like, seeing people do stuff like that in public, and then also knowing that I sometimes have to do stuff like that of like recording yourself and like taking a picture here when you really just kind of want to enjoy the moment. I feel like influencers, in order for it to be a career and in order for you to really like make the money, you have to like live and breathe it all the time in a way that reads through as sincere. And that's actually really tricky. It is a skill that not everyone has, and I think Tracy is trying to figure out whether or not she has it. I think she wants it, but that remains to be seen. Then next up we have Vince, played by Tristan J. Winger. Shouts out to him for following me on Twitter. Hey friend that I don't know. So we know him from Insecure. He played the Yoda with the Bouch. He was definitely one of those favorite like ancillary characters. And that's another thing. This show, especially since this is going to be Insecure's last season, the one coming up, this could be a really great replacement, I think, for that black comedy, that black 30-something comedy that we really enjoy. So something to think about. But that's where we know him from. He's basically a DJ, but he is a purist. He wants to be able to DJ the old school way, playing the vinyls, wearing his velour suits, and everyone is kind of telling him, like, you have to get with the times, you have to step it up. So he gets an opportunity from a fellow DJ, like, hey, you should really audition to take over my spot at, you know, my weekly club. I've gotten a residency elsewhere. And he's like, well, you know how I do, and like these young kids and all this and that. And it's when it's like, you know, no, they're into what you're into, just go give it a try. Does not work out. But I was really happy that he played David Banner, because that is one of my favorite twerk songs. Actually need to add that to my playlist. And then we have Dion, played by Chase Anthony, who I looked at his IMDb. I think that he is actually from Atlanta. I need to look him up. I wonder if we have mutuals. Hey, if we do, drop down in the comments, let me know. Shoot your girl a DM. Would love to have you on the show. Dion is a cheap ass. Okay, he's an analyst, but per lane, you wouldn't know it because he's a cheap ass. He seems to be kind of like a clown ass dude when it comes to women. Like, we see his interaction with the stripper, which is like, if you're not paying, you need to move. That's just basically a golden rule, like at the strip club. If you're not paying, first of all, ho, why is you here? Second of all, don't be all up close to the dancers if you're not really about to pay for a dance. And then he misconstrues the other girl at the club who's dancing with him, and she's like, nigga, I'm a doctor. He seems like a bit of a clown. Interested to see what's going to happen with him, because it looks like he's also struggling in his career. We see this really great scene where he is in his office, and you can hear, you know, these conversations where these people seem to have so much more than he does. They're talking about summer houses, and some of them are, you know, supporters of that former president who gets no promo on this show. And it looks like he's vying for a promotion and just kind of trying to keep his head down and do what he needs to do to get there. But it looks like he does not have a great deal of job satisfaction, but he's there for the security. So similar storylines between like Lane and her love life, and him and his professional like career life. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Like, I'm predicting he's probably not gonna get the promotion that he's hoping for, and maybe he's gonna quit and end up having to figure something out, or maybe he gets the promotion and it's not what he is not gonna give what it's supposed to have gave. Excited to see where that storyline goes. So back to the storyline. So Greg has proposed to Lane. Lane was like, let's put a hold on that. I don't really know. The friends are like, he's a really good guy, you know, yeah, he's boring, but you're not really cut out for, you know, the thought life. So you need to just lock him down while you can. It's really hard to find a good man, yada, yada, yada. They also go to the club, and a very big, fine man hits on Lane, you know, wants to dance with her, and they encourage her, like, listen, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to do anything, but you should at least dance with the guy. And of course, this leads to her having a one-night stand. And she has this mind-blowing one-night stand with what's basically a stranger, and she really enjoys herself. And this is kind of making her question, like, do I want to go with what's safe, or do I want to go with what's fun? And something that I just always want to say, like, to bring it back to real life, there's always a third, fourth, fifth, however many option. On TV shows, for shits and giggles, a woman is always going to have to choose between two guys. Like, you had Carrie, who had to choose between like Aiden and Big, and not Team Aiden over here all day. That's for another video. Or even in the Twilight Saga, you know, it was whatever those two dudes' names was, Jacob and whatever. It's always going to be two dudes that this woman has to choose between. And in my mind, I'm always like, well, in real life, you could just choose yourself, or you could just try to find another person, because who's to say that there is not a third option who could be both consistent and loving and adoring, and also a really good time in bed, and really exciting and spontaneous. You know, like, who's to say that you just have to choose between these two people? But this is a show, and it's for shits and giggles. So Reggie, who is the one-night stand, he seems to really have no substance. You know, he works at a nursing home, so he has a job, but working at a nursing home compared to being an established doctor like Greg, who also seems to be really well spoken and really good at communicating and articulate. And Reggie just, to me, seems like he's for a good time. So, you know, she has this one night stand, and this also leads to her friends having a conversation with her about, like, girl, you need to get your shit together with regards to this store. Like, what are you doing with this store? So we get to one of my favorite things, which is just a montage makeover of this store. She sells her cute little car and really invests in herself, redoes her store. It comes out super cute. I also really love the pink satin. Obviously pink is my favorite color. I'm this close to being a drag queen. With the feather down the sleeve. If anyone knows the wardrobe department over there, tell them to holler at me. I would really like that. I'm just gonna use my YouTube channel every chance I get to try to get free clothes from costume departments. So y'all may as well just get comfortable with that, because that's just how I am. I thought that it was really, really cute. I love that she hired Vince to be the DJ. It also has me really kind of missing outside. Like, I can't wait for like a day party or going to a fashion event and the wine is cheap, but it's free, and the past plates are good, and you find that one dish that you really like. So you find the one like cater waiter who has like that thing, and you just kind of scope them out, or maybe you wait by the door where they come out so you can get a couple of them, and that's your free snack. Anyway, the grand reopening of the store really had me longing for that, and I was just like, girl, look at what you can accomplish when dudes are not your main focus. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Something to consider if you find yourself in the same position. So Greg comes back from his conference a little bit early. He's super supportive, and he's like, oh, you got the sconces, and oh, we make a great team. He brings her her favorite flowers, which I believe were peonies, and peonies are so beautiful. I wish they were in season right now. And she says yes to the proposal, and you know, he's thrilled. And he also gets called away to the hospital, and then she goes for one last round with Reggie. We know it's not going to be one last round. That's not how these shows work. That's not how life works. It's not going to be one last time. We're tuned in. We're here for it. We want to know what happens. And then we also get a little cliffhanger when we find out that Veronica and Vince are secretly hooking up. Cute. I can't wait to see what drama comes from that, because Veronica gives me that she is not trying to be tied down by one dude, especially one who kind of doesn't really know what he's doing in terms of being a DJ. He kind of sort of went to college with them, but kind of not. So I'm really excited to see what the rest of the season is going to give. If you want to binge the entirety of the season, it is available on BET Plus, or you can watch it for free, or however your cable works. I don't know your life. Linear, meaning on the BET cable channel. It's going to premiere on Wednesdays. I will put definitive details in the episode description, just so that, you know, if you guys want to tune in and watch it that way, you can. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this show, about the cast, about the plot. Do you have predictions? Did you already watch the show? If you did, don't give away any spoilers, but let me know what you thought about it. Thank you guys for joining me, and if you have any other show recommendations, let me know in the comments as well. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, send me some money, tell your daddy to send me some money, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.